Hi, friends. It's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today I will be participating in a collab with the Art of the Budget. We are comparing our November 2018 EveryDollar budget to our November 2019. If you see me looking down, I will be looking at my monthly cash flow plans because I have 2018 and 2019 in front of me, trying to jog my memory. What was I doing last year? Compared to what am I doing this year. You know, I don't have a good memory sometimes about certain things. So, anywho, enough of that. Okay, so my income is slated to be $5,045.60. And I do have more side hustle income coming, 188, and I have a total of 5,453.07. So let's go back to 2018 and see what I was making. It's gonna shock y'all. Okay, so last year from my from my full-time job, I made $5,591.82, and I made $387.15 for a total of $5,978.97. Why is my income higher last year than this year? The reason for that is because sometimes I do on-call, and if I don't get to use all my on-call days because of my projects at work, my manager will let me get paid for it if I don't use those days within 90 days. And you have to use them or lose them, that type of thing. But he doesn't do that often, but sometimes he will if I come to him and tell him. So, and I try not to abuse that privilege because it is a privilege. Now, let's go back and look at today's sinking funds and all the categories I have in sinking funds. I have more sinking funds than I actually do more. And I've worked at really trying to put the money aside, leaving the money there, planning for the future, and not commingling. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like you have all these sinking funds, but you pulling from this one when you should be pulling from that one. You're going to see where I have gifts and stuff I should have taken out of one budget, but I was spending out of my regular checking account. I was doing all kinds of weird stuff. So you'll see my emergency fund, Christmas fund, medicine, subscriptions, clothing, cushion, my PMP, which is new for this year. My dental, I think I didn't have that slated last year, or I did that this year. Quarterly tax estimates, and my insurance for renters and car. I'm starting to work on that. That's a new one for me. Also, there's car maintenance. It's further down in the budget. And so I increased that one. So let's get to November and see how that one's doing over on that side. Sorry, I got a straight piece of hair. It's touching me. So here you see my emergency fund has still been the same, but last year I had a moving fund. I wanted to move. It had been on my radar, and so I was putting money aside. I didn't put any money into it in November. My Christmas and gifts fund, you see, it's still the same as what it is now. My quarterly taxes, I estimated $50, y'all. That ain't right. If I made $387.15, I should have put aside like $98 or $97, and I didn't. And so that was a new one for me last year, was learning how to put aside money for my quarterly taxes instead of taking it out of my next month's budget when the taxes were due. And I pay my quarterly taxes at the end of the year. I tend to pay them in December. I might do them in January like I'm supposed to, but who knows? You'll see I had a medicine fund that I had used, which I need to go use it now. That's why my voice is in and out. My clothing fund, I had used it, and I remember going to Goodwill to actually purchase like some polo shirts and clothing and stuff like that. This $213.67, it looks like I was trying to fill it back up to 100 or something, and I have an excess in there, more than what I typically have in there. So there was something I was trying to do. I don't remember what it was because I don't have any notes in there. And that's one of the reasons why what you see me doing today is I have notes in my EveryDollar. So here for housing, November 2018, utilities 127, mobile phone 161, and this particular month I remember not telling my kids not to give me money for the cell phones, but to buy something for Toys for Tots. cable, $141, which was actually my internet because I haven't had cable since I got on a debt-free journey. I just let that go because TV was watching me. I wasn't watching it. And my rent was $670, y'all. I was paying $670. As much as I like paying that amount, I have peace of mind now. It's safer for me. It's safer for my sons. I can actually sleep. And to be honest with you guys, there was actually a fire there 2 months after I left. There were 2 intentional fires set over at that property. And I remember talking to the people in the leasing office trying to get them to get security again because the boys were setting fire to things like they burned a backpack on my front doorstep, that kind of stuff. And so you see, I make a pay $990.95. That's why it's really important that I earn $330 or something over $320 in side hustles, because it's to make up that difference that I'm paying extra in rent so I can still have that money for my debt. So that's why I do what I do, is because I do want to put back that so I can have it to put towards debt or if something pops up, because like I have the dental fund now, but you guys wouldn't believe this, but I had to get 2 root canals, one right after the other. They fixed one and then I went back, got the crown put on, and then like maybe a week or 2 later, I felt pain in the same area. I thought I cracked it and went back in, and they needed to do a root canal right on the tooth right next to it. So that's why I have such a big dental fund. And my gas automobile, sorry, my automobile gas, $78.64 is pretty typical for me. I typically can stay within $80 if I'm merchandising in Memphis. If I go outside of Memphis, then I'm gonna spend more, or I'm going to more stores more frequently. I'll spend more money on gas. You guys know I increased my car maintenance from $30 to $75, and that happened this year. So I won't switch the screen on you for that one. Now, groceries. Let's see what I was doing last year. And I always talk to y'all when I do my weekly check-ins about the double dipping with the cash envelopes, because I was taking out cash and then I was still swiping my card. Here is where it's going to tell on me, y'all. Here where it is. And I am embarrassed, but it is what it is. So y'all want to know the truth about what I've been through and understand that I'm not perfect by a long shot. I do a lot of dumb stuff. So my grocery was budgeted for $350 last year. This year is $375. I took out $150 and then I took out $167. I didn't take out the right amount, but look at these little debits up in here. And that ain't no little one right there. That's not a little one. And that I can see myself, because Thanksgiving was November 22nd last year. I could see myself going into Walmart, picking up my ham, picking up my aluminum trays and all this other stuff that I want. My, what you call it? Not saran wrap, aluminum foil, that other stuff. Parchment paper? Yeah, parchment paper, not wax paper. Because wax paper is good if you're wrapping bananas and freezing them, but they stink if you put it in the oven. So don't do that, because I did it. But also, like for the restaurants here, I remember my restaurant budget was $30 last year. That's why I upped it to $40. Because if I want to, I could save that excess and then let it roll into the next month. So when we have events and stuff, I'll have more than enough to cover what I need to pay for team building activities. So I had $30, and then I went to Pyros for $14.75, and this was a team building activity. We actually baked cookies. And then I remember on my birthday, because that's 11/27, Happy Mexican, I treated my sons to the Happy Mexican, so we were trying it out. And I think that $11 in the groceries was because I probably picked up some sodas or some snacks or something like that. When I'm swiping, y'all, I lose all thought about what the boundaries are. And that's why it's better for just my bills to go through my checking account, and I use cash for other activities because I lose my mind. Y'all know my subscriptions went down to $2.99. I got rid of the gym membership this year. Miscellaneous gifts. This is a transaction I know for sure should have gone through the Christmas and gifts account and not through here. But I used my primary account. I got a couple of things for myself. I remember getting a devotional for a friend. Was having a rough year last year. Mom and dad, 1 year. together, same year. Actually, she found out they had cancer and she's the only child. So I remember getting a devotional for her and one for me or another friend. I can't remember. And then I got a George R. Martin book for my son too. So yeah, that might have been with this because this is Black Friday. So I remember getting that and trying to hide it from my son. That was his best gift that year, which was kind of weird to see your adult child like freak out on a kid level over a book. And I remember going to Apple Store to get the battery replaced for my iPhone 6. It only worked for 2 months and I ended up having to save up my money to replace my iPhone. I do not know what I was doing in Walmart or Target, what kind of gifts I was getting, what was I doing. I honestly do not know, and it's not documented anywhere. So, pocket money. Here's some more double dipping. So, last year I used to give myself $80. And then you see I went to Walmart and spent $42.55. I went to Lowe's. I can remember doing that. I can see myself going in there to get, because they got those large bottles of pump soap. I take those, I get them, and I put them in the bathroom at work because I don't like the soap at work. Joann's, I bought some Happy Planner stickers. Either that or no, that's Happy Planner stickers, because I think the Recollections budget planner I actually bought from Michael's. I remember when that one was on sale. Target, $13.02. Have no clue what I bought, but it was probably something for me, or it was something for my hair, probably. $120 for the boys, which that's usual. And here's the health insurance, y'all. When I was covering myself and my sons, I paid $250.20 a month. Today, I pay $113.44 for myself. My boys were covering themselves. I just wanted to give it a cool year to make sure that my youngest son was going to be okay covering himself and he was going to be working, and it just made me feel better, to just make sure I dotted my I's, across my T's, and I didn't just jump too soon. So my renter's insurance was $25 back then because the area I lived in was a little bit rougher. Well, it wasn't a little bit rougher, it was rougher. And so it went down when I moved to $23.25, which is what I pay for renter's insurance today. Y'all know that bank fee's been hanging around. I've been paying that bank, and here's all my debt back then. So I had a Chase credit card, which I still have an open account with Chase. I have a negative 37 cents in that account. So I don't charge it. I have shredded that credit card up, but I just left it open. I haven't closed it. I was paying my normal payment on my car loan, and you can see the balance was $11,284 was the starting balance. And you can see my starting balance on the credit card was $21.59, and the starting balance on the student loans was $87,122. So this year, my student loan, no, not my student loan debt. It is my student loan debt this year. It's $77,803.12 or $802.13. It's one of those two. But last year, my total debt, sorry, my Happy Planner is right behind me, was $100,437.15. So I was still six-figure debt back then, and I was working real hard to get down to 5 digits. I wanted to be under 100K last year. That was my goal, and I actually made it. I think I made it after this month, I think. Yeah, I did after this month. Oh, Lord. This 909.51 was where I paid off Fed Loan D, and then I went back and paid off Fed Loan C. Paying off debt and Fed Loan is easier this year than it was last year because they didn't have the organization they got to it now, where they got the numbering system applied to it. It didn't have anything. You just had dates and amounts. And so you had to hopefully look up and got the right one. And so I had multiple loans during my semester. So it was like a nightmare to go through, and sometimes I would apply a payment to the wrong debt. So you guys, so let's look at this, because I like to see what percentage of my debt is to my income. So I paid $2,733.42 to my debt, and that made up 46% of my debt. Yay! I wonder if that's where I got the 50% to debt. Probably where it came from. But I wanted to show you guys that so you could see that last year at this time, I still kind of messed up a lot of stuff. I was still learning. I was 1 year into my debt free journey. I had been through a lot. I mean, Lord have mercy. From where I started, I had been through a lot, had cash flow a lot. I still had a move in 2019 that I cash flow, car repair in 2019. But the more I do this, the better prepared I am for the future, the less stressful it has been. And EveryDollar is just that place where I reconcile everything. I try to slow down what I put through here because I understand my triggers and how I feel when I use a debit card. It's very I don't want to say addictive, but it's like this sense of euphoria when I'm shopping, and using my card really heightens that. So I have to kind of watch it. Whereas when I pay with cash, I'm real slow to give you my dollar bills, real slow to give a store my dollar bills. I will shoot another video with these 5 transactions to show you what they are, and you'll get to pay some debt with me as I go through that. So, but thank you, Art of the Budget, for um, enlisting me, asking me if I would like to participate. I appreciate you reaching out to me. It was so nice of you, and you're such a sweet person. And so everybody can kind of see what kind of stuff I was up to last year, and I was up to shenanigans, as you can see. But thank you so much, and you guys have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.